From their mouths to your ears, this is Gaming on Thrones with Phil, Saul, and Rick.
Welcome to Gaming on Thrones, Episode 4, where you get our viewpoints on the Digital Crusade, and you'll probably hear some other shit too. Alright guys, so the 17th, we got the Destiny beta launched on PlayStation. You guys both own PlayStation 4s.
PlayStation.
I want to ask you guys, because I'm a lowly Xbox One owner, I didn't got to play it yet. So, we're going to talk about it. I want to know about it. You guys want to talk about it, I'm sure. Saul, give me your impressions on the beta, as you played the alpha, so you had a little bit of a taste. Just talk about the beta and what it's done for your hype control, hype machine, confidence in Bungie.
I actually like the beta better than the alpha. I don't know why. I think last time I used the Hunter class and I really didn't like it. This Titan class is fucking awesome. Other than like when you jump, I'm used to double jumping, but it's kind of got like a jump, and then when you hit that second jump, it kind of like hovers. So it's cool sometimes, but it's not cool at other times, like when I'm trying to jump over to somewhere.
So it's Luigi and Mario 2.
Yes, but it is awesome. It is awesome. I actually played the story a little bit more because you have to in order to get into the multiplayer, I think. So I think I've finished like 6 missions. Fatty finished 1 mission for me today. But the missions, like once I started playing more than 2, like it was really fun. So like I like that aspect of it. And I actually had people playing with me and shit. Yeah. I fought this giant fucking eyeball, and I had this fucking heavy gun that was just out of this fucking world. And I started using like a lot more of the different guns that they have, giving them chances and shit like that. But now I'm like really stingy when I go to buy guns. It's like the first time I just bought anything when I had money for it, but now it's like I'm being very stingy and getting rid of any inventory that I don't use.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard, and like that's kind of an RPG trait where you like just pick up all these items and then, you try and sell them. And what I saw in a video, you guys can sell, anybody that plays Destiny can sell the weapons right from the item screen. You don't have to actually go to a shop.
Really?
Yeah. You break them down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't get much for them, though, do you?
Nah, not a lot. I mean, I imagine if you break down like the ones that have the bonus stats on them, the rare ones, I imagine you probably get more, but those are the best ones I have right now, so I'm not going to break those down.
No.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a difference between breaking them down, while you're out there, or going actually back to the tower and selling them.
Well, when I was in the tower, I didn't even see an option to sell anything.
Yeah.
I had to break them down while I was in the menu with the dude.
Oh, I wonder if that's the only way you can do it then.
I think it is, yeah.
I kind of like that, though, because
it's streamlined.
I hate always going back to the city that has the merchant, and I got to sell everything, and then I got to go all the way back. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool. I mean, I'm glad that they have that set up. So, Saul, you talked about a little bit of playing the campaign. Mm-hmm. So, when you came away from the alpha, I remember you telling me it was like, it's okay, but I don't. The hype you were feeling before, you may not have been feeling that same hype after the alpha.
Yeah, the alpha really just was not impressed. I don't know why. I think it was just the class. I think that Hunter class I just had very big distaste for it. Mm-hmm. But the Hulk Smash class is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
they did open up that one thing for the 2-hour period of the multiplayer where you actually, like, I guess in the initial Crucible, like, it doesn't matter what your, like, level is and shit like that, but on the other one, it does matter. So there's, like, power differences between the original Crucible they had on the alpha, which they play, and then that 2-hour period window, they had, like, basically, if you have, like, more power and you can get, have other shit, it actually comes into play on this one.
Oh, okay.
Other than on the other one, it doesn't. I guess your perks or something like that. I don't know. It's hard to say.
So I want to come back to that actually after I asked Rick what he was thinking, because I think that's really cool that they do that special kind of window for, they're going to open a certain point up for the game at these, certain times on the beta. So Rick, give me your impressions. Now, you didn't play the alpha?
No, I did. I just didn't play it a lot because it was like a 15-minute long mission. That's all they had. You didn't have the tower. You didn't have any of that stuff. So I mean, after you do that one mission, and I didn't know anybody at the time that was playing it either, so I was just playing by myself. So it kind of got, tiring. I played the hunter class as well. I thought it was kind of cool to be able to stab the shit out of people, but I like it a lot better though. I'm also playing the Titan like Saul is, and it feels a lot like Halo a little bit. I mean, the guns are really responsive. I do like that, and the grenades are sick as hell. It's weird how they do it though. They put like a recharge on the grenade. You don't actually have like 3 and you pick up more. It just like it recharges.
Oh, see, I like that.
Yeah, there's a cooldown. There's a cooldown with that. There's a cooldown with your powers, and it's a lot more polished than the alpha. I think it looks better too. Like I think they may have sharpened it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they said it was running at like 900p on the beta, as opposed to something smaller than that on the alpha. But
yeah.
So how do you think? I mean, both of you kind of give me your impressions on, because in the alpha all you could do was really explore. There wasn't really any structure to it. So I guess I'm more interested in I'm interested in what you have to say, Rick, but I'm kind of more interested in what Saul has to say because.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm a bro.
He's the bro. And you like those RPGs already, Rick, so I already know you're going to enjoy that part of it. But yeah, like Saul, how did you feel? I mean, I know you didn't get all into the campaign.
No, I don't get the story. I don't understand what's going on, but maybe it's because I'm just used to not paying attention to that. But the actual gameplay, I really fucking like it. Like, I hit that brick button, whatever hell it's called on the PlayStation controller, and I hit the square button, and I'm fucking on that fucking motorcycle thing.
Yeah.
That is the fucking sickest shit ever. And the AI is pretty good on the game. The bosses, I haven't really fought anyone that was that hard. Like, the hardest boss that I fought was the giant eyeball. That thing was fucking awesome. And just like all the detail and all the shit going on when you're playing that, it's just like, wow, dude. And it's like when you get to the bosses on this, it's a no respawn. So like if you fuck up completely, you have to start all the way back at the beginning. But if there's somebody playing with you, they can revive you.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or if they can stay alive, it takes 30 seconds or something like that for you to revive. So if if you die and there's a shitstorm, you're just like, dude, just hide and don't die.
So
hide and don't die.
It's like those co-op campaign missions like in Halo where you have to just kind of hide somewhere and then your buddy will be back and then it's go time again. See, I heard about Bungie was talking about that there are certain like public. Was the eyeball thing? Was it a public occurrence?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because I heard him say that some of them that you go into, that's actually, it'll tell you that there's like dark matter or something near, and there's there's like no revives allowed in that area, or no respawns allowed in that area.
I also think if you're not, I know other MMOs did this. If someone's not in your party and you go into those dark places and you're not co-op together, then you do it separately. It kind of puts you in your own world. Cool. So you can't just run with a bunch of people that you don't know. You actually have to go in there, but it scales in difficulty as well. Yeah.
I actually heard that guy talking about that as well. That's really cool. I like the way that they've kind of catered to all the players, and it gives me confidence being the only Xbox One owner that I know right now who's definitely going to be in this game. So I'll put a sad face emoticon up for everybody to see.
Nice. And I'll put a Kappa face for everyone to see.
So, I mean, Rick, you were both talking about the weaponry, and you were talking about how responsive it was. I don't know if you got a feel so much for this in the beta, but how do and Saul, you said you played a lot of competitive multiplayer, so kind of give me an indication on how the balancing goes for the guns.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's set up like I said, like an RPG MMO, so they all have stats. You have damage. Some are faster fire rate. Some are faster reload time. Some have special ammunition types. Some have like elemental things attached to them, kind of like a Borderlands. But those are your quote unquote magical drops that you get in the game for you find them, you beat people, and they drop them and stuff. But then you got to go get them identified, kind of like in Diablo, and then you could get to actually equip it. But it's cool that there's levels on the guns and stuff. It's not like you go and you play 50 co-op missions or something, and then all of a sudden you unlock a golden gun that you can use in multiplayer. None of that shit. Like, it's actually drops that correlate into the multiplayer as well. So you can go in there with with your badass upgraded weapons and beat people up if you wanted to.
Yeah,
which I think is neat.
Yeah, so I kind of saw just to, like, I saw all this stuff because I was so jealous of you guys playing the game on on Friday that I actually was on IGN.com and I was watching they had a beta release party type thing with the Bungie guys on the 16th, and they played like an hour and a half and they streamed the whole thing, so I watched it all because I was slow at work that day. And I mean, it was, so I saw a lot of the things you guys are explaining, and I was just like, man, they have it set up, I kind of think, for everybody. Like, everybody's got a game style in there. Saul's bro shooter guys are in there. You can play that multiplayer. You can jump out and play with your friends and do the co-op, and you can come across those public events, and like you guys were talking about, upgrading your weapon. So if you find something you really like, you can continue to upgrade. And I hear you can break down other weapons and they'll give you parts that you can add on to weapon you already have.
I don't know.
I haven't unlocked any of those yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'd be out there in the beta, but
I know you can unlock, like I said, special ammo types.
Oh yeah, because you get a primary gun, you get like a secondary gun, and then you have a third gun, which is like the heavy duty gun.
Oh.
There's the regular ammo, which I think is white. There's the secondary, which is green, and then there's the purple for the fucking the heavy. That shit's awesome. I got this big ass light machine gun, and I'm just like pew 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 pew.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'm enjoying it. I think it's as far as a person that's not huge on first person shooters, I kind of like the spin on it. Like it's kind of innovative, and I'm enjoying it. I like it.
yeah, I'm kind of super stoked about getting it on Wednesday and getting my hands on it and playing it again, because Saul was nice enough to bring his PS4 over to my house, and he let me play the alpha for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and
That's cool.
Yeah.
How long does the PlayStation beta last for? Anybody know?
well, it lasts until the 27th, but we were just talking about this before the show. They're stopping it, I think, tonight, sometime in the early morning for maintenance, and then they're going to bring it back up when the Xbox launches on Wednesday.
Okay.
I think it's at like 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern time that they're going to launch it for the Xbox platforms, and then relaunch it for the PlayStation platforms till the 27th.
And of course, there's no cross-platform, is there?
No cross-platform yet.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get that.
They did it once.
We'll see. Well, I just, the way things go now, and I mean, like we talked about in our previous shows with the exclusive content and stuff, I mean, they're moving so far away from that. So we'll see. We can only hope, right? So,
Yeah, it kind of sucks too, because the PS4 and Xbox One are so similarly like made with their components, except for a couple minor things this is all online. You're basically playing on a server anyway.
yeah.
Why the hell couldn't you have cross-platform?
Oh, I know. Money, that's why.
Yeah. Speaking of that, one of our listeners or followers on Facebook actually commented on a post that I put on, just about asking everybody how they're enjoying the beta. And he was basically saying that Xbox is doing, if you order or pre-order Destiny from the Xbox official Microsoft Store,
Yep.
then you get a $10 gift card to use on Xbox Live or whatever. And, we were kind of debating on, why they're doing this. And to me, it has to be to get the business of the people like you, Saul, where you have both platforms. And, if you have both platforms and you have friends on that secondary platform, whatever it is, you're going to play it where you get the content, which is PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, if I like the game good enough, I've done it before. I've bought, I think, 3 Call of Duties. I've actually purchased 5 Call of Duties on up to 1, 2, 3, 4 different systems. You know, for Xbox, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and then the PC. So I'll buy it if it's good. I'll buy it and I'll play it on all of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
I mean, I wonder how many people are going to do that, because a lot of multi-platform owners like yourself, they have friends on both.
Yeah.
I'd imagine if someone, all their friends are on Xbox, I'd imagine they'd buy it for the Xbox just because you're going to miss out on that experience, not playing with your buddies. But I mean, if I had a PlayStation, you guys have PlayStations,
Yeah.
I would be buying it on PlayStation.
I'll probably buy it for Christmas. They'll probably have some kind of sale going on somewhere
Yeah.
to where I buy 2 get 1 free, and I'd get that one for free.
Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, that's all Microsoft can do is offer something. Like, hey, stick with Microsoft. We're going to give you $10 to spend it on whatever it is. It's kind of a desperate attempt, but in all honesty, they're losing this sales war per se, even though all the consoles are doing amazing.
Yeah. Too bad you couldn't use your $10 gift card to buy DLC for Destiny for a year.
Oh, man, I didn't want to say it. I was like, nah, come on. He's being nice. Let's not troll him. Fuck that.
Hey,
Well, it's not a troll on Phil. It's a troll on Microsoft, really.
Yeah, I know.
it's
Too many feels,
it's
bro.
so many feels. It hurts, Bungie.
Sorry.
You've cut me deep.
Microsoft must have done something to piss them off back in the day. They must have.
I just think that Sony came up with the money, man. I mean, look, Sony missed out on Bungie for years. I mean, Halo sold Xbox.
Yeah.
Halo made Xbox original Xbox and Xbox 360 what it was.
And Killzone it was a good game, but compared to that
Not even
console
close.
shooter, not even close.
Not even close.
Gosh.
Nope.
I mean, I think if someone I played Killzone 1 and 2 and I liked the game, but it was no Halo. Yeah.
That's
What about
too
Resistance?
Awesome game.
They
Actually,
should bring that back.
just watched Resistance and never played Resistance.
So awesome game.
So, I mean, that brings us to our next topic. We're going to stay in the first-person genre, and this is going to be something I feel we're going to gloss over pretty quickly.
Okay.
But is any of you guys still interested in Battlefield Hardline? I mean, you got Destiny, which has made obviously good impressions on you. It's got kind of everything to offer with all the different game types and whatnot. And, Battlefield 4 is still coming out with DLC. Call of Duty is still coming out with DLC, and with the next Call of Duty right around the corner. And not only that, but you got the Master Chief Collection right around the corner.
I still have Titanfall DLC that 2 more drops.
Still have Titanfall DLC. Titanfall still, I mean, the people that like it, some people don't like it, but the people that like it, they still play it. And they play it a lot. So,
Yeah, I like their new modes in Titanfall. I watched. I mean, I don't mind watching Let's Plays of first-person shooters. I enjoy that more than playing it because they're a lot better.
I got a great site for you to check out, buddy.
why don't you go ahead and plug that right now?
Yeah, go ahead, Saul.
Go
What
ahead,
is it called?
If you guys ever get bored, you can check out ragequitswag.com. It'll send you to our YouTube page where we basically have a little tiger giving commentary. I wouldn't send your kids to the site. It's a little X-rated, but right now I just got some mainly Black Ops 2 commentary and some Ghost, but not much because I kind of didn't like Ghost that much. And at first I was like, I don't know why everybody hates Ghost. Ghost is a decent game. And then I was like, now I know why everybody hates Ghost. So,
Did you just bring Rage Quit Swag to the show?
oh yeah.
Oh,
So-
damn.
Guest
I didn't
starring.
know it was a persona.
Oh, he's got Arnold on there. It's a good.
Yeah.
Guys, check out the channel. It's good. It's funny. Check it out. Even if you're not bored, just check it out. Tell your friends. Tell all your buddies, buddy.
I'm not your friend, pal.
I mean, personally, I have no interest in Battlefield Hardline whatsoever.
Nope.
Battlefield 4 has put such a distaste for fucking Battlefield right now that I can't see myself spending $60 on cops and robbers.
No,
It's a
and
fun game too.
Yeah,
I just
you were close. I mean, we played the beta that same night that we played the alpha of Destiny, and I mean, you were close. You were thinking, yeah, I might get this, but that's why I wanted to ask you, because of the impression that the beta from Destiny made on you. Is it worth the money?
It was clean. It played good. It was a different studio that made it. And for the fact that they said they weren't gonna, it's just so many. It's like they said we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna be Call of Duty, and they're Call of Duty. And it's like you can't go back on your word now, because once you do that, it's like a relationship. Like and when I'm in a relationship, I go, just don't lie to me, because once you lie to me, then you're just gonna keep lying to me. Once you lie, I mean, little shit. All right, whatever. Did you fart? No, I didn't fart. But like something to say, like. I guess saying that you're not going to be Call of Duty is like saying I'm not going to cheat on you, and they cheated on me because they lied to me in that respect. I mean, yeah, it's more games and it's cool, but don't say you're not going to do it and put your name behind it and say we don't want to put our name on something else and do all that shit. It's just like that really gave me, and then fix your game.
You're
That's
right,
all I
bro.
gotta say.
Yeah.
You're right, dude.
Hey,
You want to talk off the mic or something?
The blow up. The blow up.
Hey, I think it could have been a lot worse, because I feel them on that. I mean, they're making Battlefront 2. They're still supporting 3 games right now. I mean, I know Battlefront isn't coming out for a while, but they've got to build the game, and that expectations on that are tremendously huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rick, I guess I could ask you the same thing. You know, you're not a first-person shooter, all about that, but I mean, you've got no interest in this, or you have a little bit of interest, or what?
No, I don't have interest in playing it. I don't know. I like watching the videos of, when the buildings collapse and all that shit. That's all cool, but I mean, you got the same asshole blowing up the same building every time you play the same level, and you're just like, come on,
so
bro.
True.
Come on.
Like,
I didn't
right
want this
away.
to be a water level, you dickhead, and you just made it a water level.
It's right away. It's everybody does that in every Battlefield 4 map. Instead of just letting it happen kind of naturally as the game goes on, they just, I'm going to go over here and blow up the dam.
Yep.
Why? Just play the game. I don't get it.
They want jet skis.
Jeez. Hey, like Daniel Tosh said, you try not to smile on a jet ski.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because you're not having fun playing the game, so you got to have fun doing something.
Wow. This nigga's going in.
Yep. You're just clipping through buildings.
I can't
Chill out, TJ Combo.
I can't trash Battlefield 4 that bad. I liked it.
I like that when it worked.
I didn't have as many problems as other people, but I feel the pain, especially with the hardline being straight up mod, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to use in my opinion there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So in the new Sniper Elite 3 game, they had a DLC where you can kill Hitler. So now this DLC was kind of a pre-order thing, I believe, and now it's available for everybody. The mission to kill Hitler. Well, in Sniper Elite 3, they've introduced, Sniper Elite is famous for their slow motion bullet time shots, and they show you the bullet going through the eyeball or the skull or whatever. It's really cool.
It's a Mortal Kombat with a 50 cal Barrett.
It is a Mortal Kombat shooter, yeah.
Okay.
And it's cool. It actually makes the game worth playing because it's not that interesting otherwise. So you can kill Hitler now, that's fun, right? You can do that over and over again.
Yeah.
But now they've introduced testicle shots. So you could literally shoot Hitler's balls off.
But you don't have to see the testicles and stuff.
No, you do see the testicles.
Oh.
But they're like the X-ray testicles.
Man, this is my dudes.
Like 9th grade biology testicles.
But it's Hitler's testicles. You have
Yeah, I
Christopher
guess.
Hitler's testicles?
No.
So you can blow off his syphilis
You can
infested
shoot
dick.
off his junk, dude.
Well.
You can.
I mean, that's basically evens out the whole thing. Then I guess I don't I forgive him if we get to shoot his dick.
I don't
off.
know if it evens it out, but it's still fun to do over and over and over and over again.
Uh-huh.
That's really all I have on Sniper Elite 3. Everybody talks about the multiplayer's okay. It plays like SOCOM. That's all I hear. But I know no one who bought that game.
Yeah, but what do you do in the multiplayer? You hide in a building and wait for someone to be stupid enough to run across the street or something?
Apparently, it's more like a squad-based type thing. You have a spotter and a shooter. But from what I've seen on the Let's Plays and the videos, it's not... People don't... They're up close and personal a lot of the time. So
Yeah, they can run and gun.
yeah. I mean, I think you get more than just a sniper rifle in the game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just that's just your primary kind of weapon. Um, Rick, this next topic is all about you, and I knew we talked about this a tiny little bit off air. Mass
Okay.
Effect 4.
Yep.
They're making it.
Mhm.
You're totally excited,
Mm-hmm.
but you told me you're not very excited about the surveys that they're asking their fans to fill out.
Yeah. Well, my problem with that is Mass Effect did fine back when it was, just done by the studio. They didn't. Okay, they screwed up the ending of Mass Effect 3. Apparently, I didn't mind it. A lot of people hated it,
Oh,
but whatever.
yeah. Heard about
But whatever.
that.
They screwed up the DLC situation, Mass Effect 3 with Day 1 DLC. So they pissed off a lot of people, and this was coming right off the back of Dragon Age 2 as well, which was also a bad game in comparison. But so you have BioWare making a game based on the opinions of the community, a community that is full to the brim with fucking idiots. So,
Wow.
No. The gaming
Yeah.
communities? No way.
exactly.
I don't
I'm not
think
saying
they're playing.
I'm not saying I'm not one of them. I'm not saying you guys aren't one of the idiots too, but you don't need to take input in a story based game. It's the baby of the creators, and that's what it should be. I have full faith that the combat's going to be fine because the combat's gotten better in every game, and all they need to do simply is put Mass Effect 1's customization in the game, Mass Effect 2 side missions into the game, and Mass Effect 3 like gunplay in the game, and everything will work fine. It's not that hard, and just wrap a good story around it. Done.
So
It's
wait.
cake.
So you say Mass Effect 3's gunplay?
Yes, the way the game worked was really smooth.
Okay.
Transitioning, because it's a cover-based shooter, so you can transition very
Yeah.
easily. You don't run 10 feet and all of a sudden out of breath. Like, this guy's saving the universe, but he can't fucking run 10 feet. I don't stuff like that bothered me, but it's a simple formula. Just
Yeah.
take the best of the 3 games that everybody liked and make it, and don't make it a DLC bogged down piece of shit.
I would have to say that the gunplay in all 3 of them felt identical. That was what I got from it, and that's why I got bored through number 3 halfway through. It just,
Oh, really?
It bored me. It just felt like the same game. I don't know. I mean, I tried to like it. I know you loved it, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, to me, the gunplay, the gameplay of that game was it was important because it was still fine, but it was more about the story for me.
Oh yeah, I think it has to be in that kind of environment because, yeah, that third-person cover-based shooter. I mean, in all first-person shooters, really, you dress up the different campaign missions. It's the same game. It's the same mechanics.
Mhm.
They don't change much. It's the story and the environment that you're in. You got to care about the characters and all that.
Yeah,
So
'cause they'll die and they won't come back and they'll be dead.
That I do like about
Forever.
the series. That one game does matter. The choices you make in one game do matter to the next game. If you're playing it on the same console or PC,
Yeah.
then all your stats will carry over.
Mm-hmm.
Saul, what do you think about a studio, a developer reaching out there and talking to the fans about what they want?
I'm for it. They're doing it at Unreal Tournament. I mean, it's cool to get input. I would say input is cool, but maybe not ideas. I like Unreal Tournament's way of doing shit is that what they're gonna do is they're gonna release the game and then you can do add-on and you can sell your add-ons. So they'll get like 10% of the add-on. So if you want DLC, somebody can make it for you and you can buy it.
Mhm.
I like that aspect because I used to play the mods that they had on Unreal Tournament all the time and it was awesome. You'd be playing in like this big arcade and shooting people, or you'd be a midget, or they'd have Instagib. Like, it's cool for different modes, but like he said, it's like if you're making a game story mode, don't ask for that much input though, because it's kind of ruining it. It's like going to watch the Ninja Turtles and being like, here, give us your input on what you want in the movie. So then by the end of it, it's not even the movie that we fucking made. It's something that we just felt pressured into putting into the movie, even though we didn't want to make a movie with that in it.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment of that.
So Rick was dead on with that.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, I have to say that I disagree with Rick in about half of what he said, just because I think it's a good idea, especially for a company like BioWare that came off that Dragon Age 2 and that, the Mass Effect 3 debacle where they had to change the ending like 3 times. That they want the input of their fans. I don't necessarily think they're going to take the input and create a story that the fans, created in their own minds. I think they're just going to take those ideas and implement them in their own way to fit, what they have. So I don't think, like Rick, you were saying that you were nervous that, they're not going to be creating the story that they envisioned.
Yeah.
And I feel they still will. They're just going to take little tiny ideas and kind of mold them into their own type of thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I actually hope that developers do this more in the future, with restraints, because yes, the communities of all these huge developers and these huge series, we're all retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want our cake and eat it too, and it's just not. It's not going to work for every game. We're the same people who demand a game be released by its release date when they announce it, and then we get super pissed off if the game isn't done. And we have to realize that.
Well, you're getting a product you pay for, and it's not our fault that the game's not done. It's the developer's fault. You don't order a pizza and they don't bake it and bring it to your house raw. I mean, you pay for a product and you expect it to be what you pay for. So when you got these developers saying, "Oh yeah, this game's gonna be great. It's gonna be finished. It's gonna be awesome," and it comes out, it's a broken piece of shit. You have all the right to be mad at them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, it's unfair for us to hold. We all get pissed off when a game gets delayed, right? I mean, we don't anymore because we've seen too many broken games.
Yeah.
So Witcher 3 gets delayed twice, and I'm good. Delayed another 6 months. I don't care. Just when you release it, if it's still broken, then I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, well, their track record speaks for them too. They'll be fine. They'll be great.
And that's the same thing. As a developer they have a track record, and I think that DICE and EA have their reputation is hurting right now because all the EA things. God, there's a list of things, but DICE and Battlefield, they're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a really hard time coming back and competing with Call of Duty, which they were trying to do. But I think fan service is always good. And we'll kind of switch formats here because we'll get off Mass Effect 4 and we'll talk a little bit about Microsoft and how they're updating their Xbox One.
What do you mean?
Paperweight. Well, the Microsoft as a company has made a lot of moves since their reveal of the Xbox One. We're almost at a year since the consoles were released, and Microsoft is starting to gain its reputation back, I think, a little bit by the moves they're making, and that's why I wanted to ask you, how is your confidence reinstated at all? I know that the box still has problems, and the Kinect really doesn't work like we all want it to work. I mean, every once in a while we'll all have to restart our Xbox Ones because it's just not working. And I have a feeling it's because of the standby mode. I don't.
Yeah.
Does PlayStation have the same mode?
Yeah, they have it. It just puts yours. What is it? Basically turns your system off, but it doesn't. And you can just turn it right back on and jump right back to the game.
So how is theirs? Is theirs buggy at all, or does that work fine?
Mine has worked perfectly fine since day one.
Yeah, it's worked fine. The only thing I notice is sometimes I'll put it in standby mode, and I don't know if my roommates do this, but it just turns off after a couple days. Like it won't stay on forever.
Yeah.
Which is good too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I've never tried it. I shut mine down just because these things are power monsters.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Yeah, they were saying like 40% more power.
Yeah.
When it's on standby than when it's off. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think Xbox would work fine. I think that the way they have to put it on standby is maybe a little different than Sony because of the Kinect
sorry
feature.
to cut you off, but it's Windows 8 is what the problem is.
Okay. Could be.
Yeah.
Could be the software.
It does run a version of it, doesn't it?
It does.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like bare bones, stripped down version, but it does run it.
Yeah, but
That's-
still, a bare bones stripped down version is still going to be a hog on your memory and everything.
Well, that's, I mean, Saul, that's what you were saying is the biggest issue with the developing and stuff for it.
Yep.
It's not the hardware, it's the software.
Yeah, it's so hard to code for, I guess, and they're just like, we're trying to meet on even platform, but I mean, it's hard to code. And so now everything's being made for PlayStation 4 and then ported over to Xbox One, whereas in last console generation, everything was made for Xbox 360 and ported over to PS3, and that's why PS3 shit sometimes ran shittier.
Yeah, I think it's almost the opposite of last generation.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about, though, because we've got all the 1080p argument, the hardware argument against the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing the right things by consistently getting that fan service out there and giving us the updates we want, giving us the upgrades we want. And
Listening.
Listening to the fans, so important.
Because we are bitches.
But I mean, at $500, we have a right to be at that point.
Don't get me started on the $500 to where you're getting them now for like $380 with a fucking game.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, I'm glad I waited.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I couldn't wait. But yeah, I like that. I like the fact that they're giving us what we want. I mean, E3 showed us a little bit that they're not messing around anymore. And that leads me to saying, they just cut their Xbox Entertainment division, the TV kind of mini-series stuff they were going to do. Yeah, thank God, right?
Yeah.
We don't need that.
No.
Well, you're still gonna get Halo, which I'm interested to see because I really like the Forward Until Dawn series that came out.
Yeah, that was very cool. Very cool.
I still gotta watch that.
It's on. You can watch the whole thing. Well, it's on Netflix now too.
Yeah,
You can watch it there or on YouTube.
It was just that was really cool because it was leading up to the Halo 4 game, and yeah, the Halo TV series is still on track to go before Halo 5. And then a lot of people were concerned about that new game coming out for Xbox One, that exclusive, that Quantum Break. But that's not an actual TV series that goes along with the game. It's all one. It's you play the game, then there's this little TV series that plays within the game. So how you do it is you play as the protagonist, and then it gives you a TV series to show you what the antagonist is like and where he's coming from, which I actually think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I mean, I hate watching games, but at the same time, to get both sides of the story is actually kind of interesting. It probably would invest you a little bit more in the story. So I'm happy that they've cut that off. They're making big cuts in, I guess, the UK division, which kind of sucks. But they're releasing in Japan this month, so we'll see how that goes.
I heard Japan doesn't really care.
Japan doesn't care about PS4 either.
Yeah, it's not selling well there either.
No, they're all about handhelds.
Yeah, we'll make some games that they like.
True that. I mean,
no more shooters. I mean, I love shooters, but not all people love fucking shooters.
No, yeah. I mean,
it's actually there's people that like games and gaming really hate. We're like shooters are like, oh gosh, the bros. Here come the fucking bros. Bro.
Like,
what FPS is.
they have that stigma about them that you're not really a gamer. You just like to shoot people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would agree. But bet your ass I'm spending a lot of fucking money on this shit.
Sports games get the same rap too, like Madden and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
They get that same kind of treatment as that first-person shooter.
Honestly, to me, like I don't even find them to be an existing. Like I just they're invisible to me. They're like the homeless. They're just invisible to me.
Who
sad.
The sports gamers or just the gamers?
Sports gamers. They're just invisible to me.
Oh, that's a huge following. Sports gamers?
Oh, I know, but it's not fantasy based. So to me, it's just like you don't exist. You're not real. Get out of here.
Yeah, I stopped playing everything but baseball pretty much, and I barely even play that.
Yeah, some of those games are fun, but I can't really see myself getting like really, really into it.
Yeah.
I'll never buy Madden again in my life. No way.
No, it's like $5 2 years later.
Yeah, and what the fuck's the point when
well,
my
you
team
can't
sucks?
trade it in either.
Mm-hmm. No, they'll laugh at you. Like seriously, get out of here.
Well, I won't spend a lot of time on this, but as I said, and I think our first podcast about sports games, there is still a market for me because of the My Career mode.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me that little bit of fantasy that I actually like. If I just go out and play a season, it's stupid. It doesn't do any, like after one season I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've played the game for 16 games now, if you're talking like Madden or the college football game. And it's like, now I know how the game works. I've seen the graphics and and I'm done. So that My Career mode really gives me that lasting. It changes. You may get drafted to a different team. You may get traded. So there's lots of cool stuff there, but I won't spend a lot of time on that.
Did you see that Marvel released all the films they're going to be producing for the next 5 years today?
What?
I didn't see it, but yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, we got next year, this 2015, May 1st is the Avengers Age of Ultron. And then July 17th is Ant-Man. Whatever.
You know what? But I said the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy, and that looks really cool.
That movie looks fucking tits. But in 2016, you got May 6th, you got Captain America 3. I think this is the last one he's going to be doing. Actually, the Falcon might be taking over because the dude that's doing Captain America doesn't want to do it anymore. So the guy that was in the last one's going to take over.
Yeah,
That's such a shame because
another one at all.
yeah, Winter Soldier was badass.
Fucking badass.
Fucking
Yeah.
badass, bro.
Yep, July 8th, you got Doctor Strange, and then they have 6 movies coming after that in the following 3 years. All are untitled, though. So
When's the next
speculation.
Hulk coming out?
What?
The next
No,
Hulk.
I don't think it's going to.
For
Well, that
real?
might be one of these ones.
Yes, it
There's,
will.
Like I said, there's 6, but
They're
They
talking about
signed him
doing
for like
Planet
6
Hulk.
movies
Yeah.
or something
he's-
crazy.
he's such like an extra character, though. I mean, how can you have
He
a
is.
movie based around a guy that doesn't really talk?
That's why
I
they
mean,
were talking about doing Planet Hulk
Yeah, that's what I heard.
because it's
Jesus.
got a bunch of other players in it that aren't in the Marvel universe. Like on a regular basis. I got to ask you, Rick, where did you get Marvel from sports games?
No, I was just
Clicking around.
Just
Yeah,
popped
just
up.
clicking around and it came up, and I
Hey.
was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
That's cool with me. I like
I also just watched a Super Mario Brothers 2 speed run that was done in 9 minutes because you were talking about Super Mario 2.
I saw something about that on Kotaku.
Yeah,
I tried to
nuts.
replay that game and it just still pisses me off.
it's fucking weird. It's so weird.
It is weird. I'm gonna say it right now. Super Mario World is my favorite Mario game.
Super Mario 3.
All right.
You know what? I liked Mario too. It wasn't really a Mario game. My fatty told me this. He goes, "It's not a real Mario game, dude. All they did is they reskinned a Japanese game.
Yeah, they did.
It's not a
Damn.
real. It's not a real Mario
And
game. It was never based on a
spoiler,
Mario
it's
store.
Dream.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just got done shitting all over it, and Saul's, "Oh, it's my favorite
It is
one."
my favorite one.
it is. I just like the characters. They look so cool.
It is different. The art style is different. The enemies are different. You get to I remember the level where you had to throw bombs back at the giant mouse, and then you had to at the end of every level you had to jump on the egg from Birdie and throw him back at him. That was weird. And then to transition, the eagle's mouth would just open up.
Exactly,
What the
and then
fuck?
just gonna go in this eagle's face and see
Yeah.
where I end up.
It reminded me of like a Metroid game. When that
It is kind of it. You can That was the first one. You can go back. You can go to the left if you wanted to. You didn't have to go to the right, which was strange for video games
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah, I Super Mario World is my favorite. Mario 3's really good, and 64's hell. There's a lot of good Mario games. I really enjoyed Galaxy.
Yeah, whoever thought platforming would be fun, especially when you're like fucking,
Yes.
especially when you're like fucking 30 years old and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna jump on this mushroom person with teeth.
You know, though, like if guys like us who are serious about gaming, and especially Saul, the loves competitive bro sports,
Yes.
then sometimes you just want to take it easy. And in that case, you throw in your emulator or your whatever you have, even if you still have a cartridge or a top loader or something, and you just play an easy platforming, colorful game. And it's like it's relaxed, like you still want to play a game, but you don't want to be stressed out about it. So you play an old Mario game or something like that, and it's easy. Like I know what to do here. I run, I jump, I try and find portals, and that's all I do. It's easy.
Yeah.
And that was something we kind of talked about before a little bit, was the fun in gaming, and is it gone? I mean, in order for us to have fun gaming, do we have to be playing with friends?
I've been thinking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut in. I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, it's something that's been bothering me. Like, because I don't like being a spoiled little brat.
Yeah.
I just like that. That is my number one pet peeve that I hate, is when I get somewhere so comfortable that I'm like, I'm being a fucking brat. And this is what it is for me. Is whenever I play games, I've noticed that the lights are on, my Facebook is on the left panel that I have, and then I have some other website in the middle panel that I have, and then on my panel that I'm playing a game, like I'm going back and forth. If you really want to enjoy a game, just to be honest, what I've learned is turn everything off and just play the game.
Just be
Keep your
in the
phone away
game.
from you too. Turn your phone off, mute it, whatever you got to do. Sorry to cut you off, Rick. Please go.
I was just gonna say the whole idea behind what makes games fun has kind of evolved with the group of people that games were first made for, which was us and like the generation a little bit before us. So I mean, they made games simple back then. They were all cartoon sprites and fun, and then we matured, so the games had to mature along with us.
So, okay, so let me, I still want you to talk, but let me see if I get this straight. So, like you said, the generation before us, a couple years in the 70s, late 70s.
With Pac-Man and
To
all that
yeah,
shit.
right. So the late 70s to the early 80s, that's when gaming became, kind of popular.
Yeah, that's when you can first sit in your living room and play a game.
And play a game, right? So isn't it weird that we're basically the only generation that enjoys it as much as we do? Because the kids, I mean, they still make kiddie games, but they really don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
the kids don't even want to play them anymore.
No.
They want to play Call of Duty and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's and they want to play online, and then you have to worry about all that. Because I mean, yeah, in real life, we're not going to go into society and all that kind of bullshit. But kids are growing up faster nowadays than we did. So I understand all that. But you're right. I mean, as we matured, the games matured. The mainstream games. I mean, you still have your Marios and stuff, but even those have become more complicated.
Yeah, I mean, look at shooters back in the day when you had like Metal Slug and fucking like the first.
Love Metal Slug.
It was awesome. Like the first Metal Gear Solid, which was just a top-down shooter and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they were still there, but I mean, it's gone so much farther into the realm of maturity nowadays.
Yeah, like Contra. I mean, Contra's a shooter, but it's a platformer.
Yeah, and it was super sweet, dude. You had to kill alien robot ninjas or something.
Yeah, like they looked like they were just like Russians.
Yeah, but then all of a
That's
sudden
what
you're
it-
fighting something with like tentacles and like an alien head on it. Like, where the hell did this guy come
Yeah,
from?
that's true. That's true. That's and like you have games like Mega Man and stuff, and I feel like Saul, you're onto something there, that we're so electronically inclined that sometimes I'll find myself put on a movie because I just want to sit down and watch a movie, and as the movie's on, I'm like scrolling through Facebook on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing?
I mean, I just noticed, like, it's like when I go out, it's like I've made a rule to where, like, if I want to meet people, I go, don't touch your phone. I go for the whole night, don't touch your phone. If you actually want to meet people, don't touch your phone. If you get bored, go talk to someone.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
About
what you
that.
have to do, because if you have your phone, if you get bored, you're not gonna fucking walk up to some stranger and hit on, some chick and hit on her or something like that. You got your phone. It's easier. It's that instant gratification instead of taking a risk and going to talk to someone.
Yeah, it's like if you sense that boredom or you sense that complacency, you're like, oh, what are my friends doing here? Let's check Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's crazy.
Speaking of which, you should check Facebook.
I saw that. That is fucking awesome.
Yep. Remember we were talking about this? The limited edition
It's clean.
Xbox One that's going to come out with Halo.
Is that
they
real
got-
or just a mock?
It's real. It was on their Twitter site.
So which Halo though?
The Master Chief Collection.
It's
Oh, so you win the argument.
I don't know if I win it, but I'm going to spend a bunch of money on something. So
Well, remember I told you that I don't think they would do it for the Master Chief Collection?
yeah, but it looks like they are. It was from their official. Let me see.
So they're
This.
gonna charge you $500 for that.
Oh, because it's going to come with
You
the
better
fucking
spend that
Kinect.
money. That's badass.
Yeah, it's super cool.
That's nerdgasm worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Nerdgasm. worthy. So I wanted to do the segments, and we obviously screwed that up again. That's my fault. But guys, listeners out there, we're going to start doing some segments. Every time we're going to get them done. The What You've Been Playing segments, the Round of Applause segment. We're going to come out with a Versus segment, and we're going to want to hear some feedback on those because those are always fun. Me and Saul used to do them when we'd go out and get drunk and try and meet girls. And when we couldn't meet girls, we'd just totally nerd out at the table by ourselves.
Yep.
But God, we would try and nerd out anyways.
Yeah.
We just
Gets us hyped.
that would be the night. Like we'd just be like, yeah, we're gonna get some chicks.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like when chicks want to talk to somebody, do they want to see dudes' arms folded, pissed off, or dudes just like laughing and having a good time?
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, didn't really work for us too well, but
You don't have to ask their opinion on it, but
Yeah.
no.
What's your input
We
on
would be open. I mean, even if like we kind of knew some chicks and they'd come to the table, we'd still be completely nerded out.
Oh, we didn't give a shit.
It's kind of like one of those things where we were. I mean, it's not like we were 21. I mean, we were in our, I don't know, early 30s, late 20s. So we were just like, fuck it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So kind of.
Phil was known by one of my female friends as the Punisher
That's true.
because he had a Punisher shirt on one night. And she's like, "Oh, you mean the Punisher?" I'm like, "Yeah."
For Halloween.
Yep.
there you go. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, somebody wrote in the bathroom that I was gay too,
Wow.
which I am not.
Wow.
I am married.
Woo! It's getting hot in here.
But
Yeah, how'd they know?
Whoa!
Got him. Damn. Here, let me send you a link for some burn centers.
yeah, do that because that hurts. I need some feel doctors too. Some feel good doctors. I might have to break open that whiskey.
Oh, damn. Let's go play some games tonight then.
I've been trying to play games with you for like.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about what's happened this week. It's been such a shit week for me.
No, guys, let's be
Well, not
honest
necessarily
here.
for me.
Me-
My buddy got struck by lightning. So.
I know about that. 40 minutes of that.
How'd
So
that go?
He's all right. He's doing fine.
One more thing. I knew a lady that got hit by lightning 3 times.
Oh yeah, I knew a
Three
guy that got
different
hit,
times.
hit twice. Like I can't one up you, but
well, to all the listeners out there, see, Rick here's he's a PC guy. He's a PC. He has a console, but he's a PC guy. Me and Saul, we're console guys first. I have a PC which I play games on, and so does Saul, but we're probably console guys first.
I used to be a PC guy.
I don't.
Too expensive.
I mean, I don't think we don't. If we had money, we would have everything.
Yeah.
There's no fanboyism here, but it always seems like Rick has PC problems, so he can't play games or talk on Skype or do any of these things
well,
because the
I wouldn't
master
say-
race is so almighty.
I wouldn't say always. I upgraded my PC and shit wasn't working right, so I had to pretty much delete all my BIOS for my video card and everything and reinstall everything fresh. So that took a while, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. Like games weren't launching for me. Kept saying like the physics engine wasn't installed, but I was looking in the file at the physics engine as they were saying it. It's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. I'll say it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. So
If that's what you like, that's what
that's
you
what
like.
you like. Yeah, I
Dude,
just
the loading times, man, it's worth it just for loading times. 'Cause
loading
they don't
times
exist.
aren't bad, and Destiny has some bad loading times.
Woo!
Yes.
I think it was better this time. How'd you feel, Rick?
I thought it was better too. It was just
Yeah.
when I started downloading the game, this needs to be addressed. PlayStation needs to have a faster Wi-Fi connection, like the hardware that's installed in it. Because I downloaded Destiny, and I left my house for 3 hours, and I came back and it was 40% done. And I got
That hurts.
FiOS. Yeah, I got FiOS. I'm running fine.
Yo,
It's
bro.
just-
Honestly, if you're not hardwired, you're not playing games.
Yeah.
I hardwired it, and it went slower.
You need to check
I
out.
couldn't figure
you need
it
to
out.
check what that ISP you got going on. there.
Yeah,
It's-
do a
it's-
little
it's-
speed net test. I'm sure it's godlike.
It's those Verizon cocksuckers, I bet.
So I'm going to bring up
That's
one
it.
more thing before we get out of here. Saul, what's your opinion on guest characters in fighting games? Namely, this week they've been talking a lot about it for Mortal Kombat X.
I like it. It gets people who probably wouldn't play the game to play the game, and like I like the Predator thing they did in Call of Duty. I think that's fucking awesome. So I'm all for it. The Jason, I think they have who is it? It's Michael Myers they have in Call of Duty. That's cool.
But that's Call of Duty, like fighting games, though.
Fighting games is cool too. Freddy Krueger was really badass in Mortal Kombat. I'm for it.
All right.
I have no problems with it.
All right. See, I found myself being a little against it. Now you play fighting games a lot more than I do, but I found myself being a little against it only because I feel like, man, don't they have enough like cooler characters they can bring back from the actual Mortal Kombat, roster?
That's an argument for like Maximilian brought this up about a year or two ago on his YouTube site. He's like, I know. I think it was a year ago. He goes, I know that Disney's charging too much for the rights of Marvel, so there will probably never be another Marvel versus Capcom unless they are nice and just give it a cheaper rate for all those characters. And he's like, we have so many other characters with Capcom. They have so many great characters they could put in there. He goes, I would just play a Capcom versus Capcom. He goes, there's so many great characters. So I can see where you're coming from. It's like they do have old characters that they can use for it. But it's just sometimes they're not as big of a hit. Like there's a Dragon Guy and there's Arthur from whatever game that's from on Marvel. And like not many people use him. And Jill Valentine, not many people use her. What's his name? The other guy from Resident Evil, Chris Redfield. Yeah. Not very used at all. So I think Wesker is the only one that's a hit.
Is it because they kind of dwarf their moves, or is it just
not really? Because like people said that Morgan was a horrible character, that she was just low tier, but that player Chris G has made her like one of the biggest threats in the game. Yeah. So you can it's just like you can make a fucking toenail clipper into a weapon and kill someone with it if you really wanted to.
Yeah. So I guess it's just about utilizing the characters. Yeah. Yeah, I just find it, like myself, I find it to be, okay, so you stick Freddy Krueger in a game, and I can see where he fits in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But I just, he doesn't have moves. He doesn't know freaking Kung Fu or anything. He's going to slash you and go into your... So I have a hard time pulling the character out, and that's my own problem, but I have a hard time
putting him in that world.
Yeah, and having him be successful. Just like I hate the fact that Bruce Lee is in the UFC. I hate it.
Wow.
Hey, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
He's just he's a regular guy, a regular fighter.
Yeah. Okay. And he didn't really even do MMA. He was more like that cheese style.
They say he's the father of MMA because
IP.
Yeah, because he was he didn't have a style. Or whatever.
Yeah, it was all different. Yeah.
But come on, let's not go that far because we can't necessarily say that. And I feel like there's too many old school fighters out there that they could bring back and reimagine that were actually, bring back like a Tank Abbott or something and put him into the game, because Dana White was talking about, I would love to have Chuck Norris. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Because if you put Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee in the game, then no one should ever beat them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the only one that could beat Chuck Norris would be Bruce Lee, and then you give him an honorable burial.
Next, they're gonna put like Rocky in there or some stupid. I don't like that, especially if you're looking at and fighting games are a little different because they're all fantasy. But if you take like a UFC game, which is based on a sport, and then you throw some character, I don't like that at all.
That it's EA trying to make money off of it because it's You got to pay DLC to fight as Bruce Lee.
No, you don't. It was a pre-order thing.
Well, okay. You got to pay for it afterwards.
What's worse than DLC? Paying for it? Pre-order DLC.
Pre-order DLC doesn't bother me as much as day one DLC. That shit's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Shit that's on the disc.
It's on the disc. I just paid for the disc. I wish I could get the guy that did that Peter impression to come on the show. And he would sit quiet the whole time, and then he would be like, "You know what really grinds my gears?"
Did you see the real life Peter Griffin on Kotaku?
That's what I'm saying. I want that guy to come on this show and sit quietly until we get pissed off enough for him to chime in and say, "You know what really grinds my gears?" And then we just bitch.
Well, that's all we do anyway. So it seems
never like good stuff.
Yeah, we're never like, "Oh man,
we have some positive things to say." Look at we basically just bragged about Destiny for 20 minutes. I'm really excited for Wednesday, guys. Well, I only get 4 days.
I'll pretend like it's my first time playing on Wednesday, and we'll be enjoying it with you.
No, you won't, because you have PlayStations.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll call you or something.
Well, you'll get a code for the the beta, and send me one, and I'll play with you.
Here's what we do, Phil. I'll stream on Twitch and you stream on Twitch. We watch each other's plays.
Wow.
And so we're playing the same level.
Wow. So we could be like old school and just talk on our phones and not actually through our chat mics.
Yes, definitely.
Could do that. We could Skype on our phones. We could just do this. We could do a whole show.
Yeah.
That's why we play Destiny. A special show.
Yeah.
Special.
Well, I hope we can get something filmed this week before I go to Vegas and throw it on Facebook. Something enjoyable, at least. Or not Facebook, YouTube.
Well, I'd like to try those videos, but we'll talk about that off air. But for our listeners out there, so PlayStation, they gave away a bunch of codes. You think they're going to do the same with Xbox?
Yeah. So I said, just give me one.
Well, if they do, yeah, for sure. Because I got one through the pre-order that I had, but
yeah. I hope they don't, just because I think it'd be funny.
Just another kick to the fucking nuts.
Fucking
yeah, I know. I'd feel bad for you, but I think it'd be.
No, you
hilarious.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't feel bad for you, but
you feel bad when his stomach muscles cramp from laughing.
That's jerks. Bunch of jerks here.
Hilarious.
Well, guys, we still have PlayStation codes to give away. So, if anybody wants to comment on the Facebook post that I posted a few days ago, you'll get a code. Please.
Yep.
Also, if you guys want to join our Destiny clan, it's under KGK, and you're free to come and join.
Just request to join. We're pretty cool guys to play with, honestly.
Yep.
Nope. We're terrible people. All right, guys.
So, what do you want to play a little bit, Saul?
Oh, I don't have my PS4. I let somebody borrow it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
I do have Destiny footage if you guys want to use it though on PC.
All right.
Right on.
Maybe.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to Gaming on Thrones, and we'll see you next week. Later.
Holla.